At the Ocollie Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Ocollie Law Group is here for you. The Ocollie Law Group is here for us.
The Ocollie Law Group, serious legal representation.
Really love this brand because first off, the products are quality. I have amazing hydration. You guys can see the shine. You guys can see the definition.
Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dẹni gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, lẹ́bàá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dẹni gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, lẹ́bàá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, lẹ́bàá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Let's get some more people into the chat room. Before we get started, I have a couple of announcements. Announcement number one, we are rolling to Sierra Leone in a couple weeks. 18 days. 18 days, we are rolling to Sierra Leone. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Donfo.Africa. Again, please visit Donfo.Africa to learn more. Shout out to Kevin in the chat room. Shout out to Daniel in the chat room. Again, we are rolling to Sierra Leone. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Donfo, DANFO.Africa to learn more. We are also rolling to Benin Republic in January. We're rolling to Benin Republic in January for the Voodoo Festival. For the Voodoo Festival, we are rolling to Benin Republic in January 3rd to the 12th for the Voodoo Festival. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Donfo, DANFO.Africa. We'll love it. Shout out to Alan in the chat room. Alan, in fact, Alan, call in. Hold on, Alan. Before we get started, I want you to call in, and if you can, Alan, if you're free, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. Call in. I'd love to hear your take on Trump's victory. Yeah, give me your thoughts on it. Links in the chat room, Alan. If you want to call in, I'll go ahead. I would love to hear from you and get your take, your insight, your thoughts on it. Today's topic. We're going to be discussing why Kamala Harris lost. All right. From a non-emotional standpoint. Okay. You know, I love my sisters to death. You know, I love y'all. You know, I love my sisters to death. Okay. I love you all. Y'all have supported Dynast. I appreciate the support. It really means a lot. Y'all continue to support Dynast. But this Malcolm X quote that you guys cherry pick, not all of you, but a lot of you, you know, the black woman is the most disrespected woman on the planet. To explain Kamala Harris's loss, it ain't it. It's not it. And we'll get into why. What's up, Alex?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How you been?
I've been hanging in there, man. You know, working hard, but I'm all right.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you know, there's a million reasons why Kamala Harris lost this election. And people, ironically, have been getting very mad at me for kind of pointing it out.
Right,
Huh?
exactly. Right.
And it's like, I'm telling you why she's going to lose. And nobody wanted to listen. I said 3 months ago, she's not going to win Pennsylvania. She's not going to win Pennsylvania. I live right underneath Pennsylvania. I live in Maryland. I drive through Pennsylvania all the time, and Trump was everywhere. When she lost union support, I knew that she was in big trouble with Western Pennsylvania and with places in Michigan. All those old Rust Belt places are very heavy union. Right. Same thing in Nevada. I used to be a Teamster, so I know when the Teamsters don't endorse a Democratic nominee, they don't win. Right. So I kind of knew that, and then between Pennsylvania, I knew she was losing Georgia, I knew she was losing North Carolina, and there's the nonsense they pulled, the stunt they pulled at the convention. I knew it was definitely over. What was stunt? Basically, they had all the protesters outside, didn't allow anybody of Arab or Muslim descent on the stage in the convention. Right. And then the Republicans upset their base by allowing those people to come. And then you ended up having people in Michigan who were basically saying they were truly just wanting to obstruct Kamala's campaign because of the genocide, and the Democrats, they were furious. And with that, I said, that's a recipe for disaster. She's not winning. Right. So they did it to themselves. And the biggest mistake she made was the first is she only had 107 days from the time she was picked. Right. to do it, and then she went and picked her vice president from a state that she was going to win anyway. Right. From Minneapolis, instead of picking Shapiro from right down over here in Pennsylvania. Even if she picked Shapiro, I'm not sure if she still would have won Pennsylvania or not. Not sure she would have won, but she would have had a shot. He's very popular. The picking Waltz, and then towards the end, you couldn't even put Waltz on stage, couldn't have him debate because he was just gaffe after gaffe after gaffe. It was a horrible campaign. It was bad. And not, I'm not even going to get into the stuff Candace Owens uncovered, and so about her background. Yeah, her background. She's not Black. And anybody who saw the thing that they did on her town and everything like that, all her relatives were a bunch of Indians. She's Indian on both sides. Right. Jamaican, but Indian on both sides. And so it's it was just lie after lie after lie, and then both Obamas disgraced themselves in my eyes forever. Yeah, I think the Obamas and Clintons, they're a non-factor moving forward, if you ask me. I think so, especially when it comes to the Democratic Party. I think you ask me. Yeah, but when you have a former president who only comes out to talk to Black men in a scolding and ridiculous way, and then his wife, who didn't get as much publicity for it, was even worse. Right. Was out there pretty much telling women to pretty much getting in women's ear and putting a battery in their back to revolt against their husbands. It was that was too much for me. That was too much for me. I voted for Jill Stein, but I couldn't vote for Kamala. She's unqualified. And that's just that. Now in 2020, you voted for Biden, though. I voted for Biden in 20. And I immediately regretted it. But that was the vote I cast. I pretty much vowed I wasn't going to vote for that ticket again. And Kamala is an extension of the Biden ticket. So. Yeah.
Hey, Dinas. How you doing, Alan? I just want to greet everybody, man.
Good.
I also want to say that the first thing I'm going to say is that I think that the fact that Trump won, at least for me, how can I say it? It assured me that America's political system still has its integrity, right? Because I was sure that the Democrats had found a way to hijack the elections and America was spiraling towards a third world country. Because
this election was too big, like the vote, it was just too big to rig. Like you couldn't, like there was no way you could slide in 100,000 votes out of nowhere. Like this was
so let me say that I'm glad about that, right? Now, the reason I think that Kamala lost is I think it's pretty obvious, man. I think the average American, the average voter, is fed up with the Democratic Party. I think that the Democratic Party, in terms of the values that it's advancing, and the policies that it's advancing, is just completely out of touch with the average American. Right. I think it had gotten to the point that the average American is just thinking that the Democratic Party is out of their mind.
And I'll give you an example, like with Title IX. So when Biden and Kamala wanted to include transgenders in Title IX, it's like, what the hell are you guys doing? And so basically, if you're a transgender and if you wanted to play female sports under Title IX, you're protected because it'll be considered discrimination if they didn't allow it. And I'm just like, I mean, it doesn't, like, why?
That's crazy. And so that would mean that transgender would have to be a protected class under the Equal Protection Clause.
Exactly. A transgender, I guess, as a female will have, if you wanted to play basketball, if the school's getting federal funding, they would have to allow them. And it's just like, why?
Exactly. Why? Exactly.
Like, why? Like, out of all the stuff, all the bills and the measures and executive orders, like, why?
And something else, man, like the fact that the media was constantly trying to say that the Republicans were fascist. Let me know two things. First of all, the media knows that the average American is politically unconscious, right? Because anybody who is fluent in the annals of history knows that if any party resembles a fascist party, it's the Democratic Party. You see what I mean?
Right.
And the fact that they were constantly, like kind of playing this blame. Oh, he's a fascist. I'm like, man, what? These people are fucking out of their mind. You see what I mean?
Right.
And so,
very true. And here, the one thing I'll interject is that what became obvious to me, and what has become obvious to me the more I talk to some of these other people, is that we on the left have become everything that we claimed that everybody else was. Right. We became that. All you gotta do is watch The View, watch any of these other things. Listen to Obama's both Obama's speech. We became the bullies while claiming the moral high road, and so people are tired of the woke nonsense. They're tired of it. They're absolutely sick of it, and it's gotten so bad that the people who coined the term woke originally and had it hijacked by white liberals, we're tired of the woke nonsense too.
Right.
And that's what this election was referendum on. I still have people on my timeline, people I care about a great deal, who are saying that they don't, if you had anything to do with Trump being elected, you can stop talking to me. You don't ever have to talk to me again.
They know his. I had a lady today down there. I ain't dealing with you. No, I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
It's like it's like now they're becoming bigots now. It's like, man, what's going on? It's but like, I'm just glad, Trump won. At least we get to give him a chance, you know what I'm saying, and see what he's gonna do. And me personally, bro, I think he gonna knock it out the ballpark, man. You know what I'm saying? And Trump, I mean, where else do you find somebody? I mean, they tried to put him in jail, right? You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill him, right? And he still ended up winning the presidency. I mean, this is just an amazing win for this dude. I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? And I know that the black community is going to look a lot different during these 4 years than it did during the Biden administration. Because it looked different when he was in office the first time. You know what I mean? And I just hope, man, that, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come up with some kind of plan, you know what I'm saying, for black people. I know he offered the platinum plan. I wonder if that's still on the table. But man, I'm just ready to see.
It might not be on the table, and I don't care. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever.
It's not. Now let me read the super chat real quick. Melissa M. Z kind of corner. Thank you for the balanced analysis. I appreciate you. Thank you. We try, like I said, we're going to keep it balanced, not emotional. Hey, where's Elvis? Elvis, call in, Elvis. Like all my, Pan-African for Kamala, because we got to vote for Kamala because our white supremacy, call in. Elvis, call in, like everybody that, was for Kamala, call in and let's chop it up. Call in. Mr. Al Morris, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Mr. Al Morris, unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now. Go ahead.
How you doing, sir? Thanks for taking me up on my call.
No problem.
I wanted to say that, I think that, Kamala and the whole leftist, democratic, progressive, liberal, all of that stuff, middle America has spoken. Nobody wants the Cardi B, Quavo, Megan Thee Stallion. Nobody wants that degeneracy in politics. Nobody wants woke culture in politics. Nobody wants any of that. That stuff, that degenerate culture that Black society worships and loves. Middle America does not want that and does not want her. And I think that her standing on all of that, it's over. I think that you do need conservatism and you do need to go in a completely different direction than what that stuff represents. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of stuff, she was, you didn't have the proper time, and a lot of stuff was aimed towards Joe Biden. But at the end of the day, all of that stuff that she came and done, without a strong emphasis on policy, without the promotion of the degenerates and the killing of your babies and this type of thing, it didn't go over too well. So now let's have a swing towards something that is grounded in something moral and principle. And I think that's what that meant. That's what that stood for. The constant train and circus of degenerates speaking before the world it didn't go over too well, Miss Harris. And she's a chameleon. If a person can't be honest about their ethnicity, about their lineage and their heritage, then you're not really working with too much. But that's all I want to say.
Guys, hit the like button again. Please hit the like button. I'm going to remove you guys from the panel because I got to get into. I wanted to bring Alan on just to get his feedback. So I heard from Alan. Alan, he's been a long time contributor, and he was on when we were back in 4 years ago. Back when we were talking about Biden versus Trump. So I just wanted to have him come on, but I'm gonna take you guys down.
Absolutely, good being back on again, man. Take care.
No problem. Appreciate you. And guys, do me a favor, hit the like button again. Please hit the like button. All right, so let me start back from the beginning. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and I told her, I said, Trump is a fascist. Trump is a fascist. Trump is a fascist. Trump is a dictator. Trump is a dictator. He's a Nazi. He's a Nazi. And then now, I love my sister to death. I love y'all. But I keep seeing this Malcolm X, this cherry-picked Malcolm X quote being floated around in regards to Kamala Harris losing. The black woman is the most disrespected woman on the planet. And it's an easy way out. Is, I would say, intellectually lazy as well, because you're not really truly reflecting on why Kamala lost and why the Democratic Party sucks. Kamala lost because she ran a terrible campaign. She was through in last minute. It wasn't a Democratic Party process how she became the candidate. And the reason why I say it's cherry picked is because what did Malcolm X say about liberals? Again, what did Malcolm X say about liberals? And when I bring that up, you guys have nothing to say. When I bring that up, you guys have nothing to say. What did Malcolm X say about liberals? But anyway, you guys should be reflecting right now. And I read an article earlier today as well. And I just started doing BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts. And one thing you don't do is underestimate your opponent. And just the arrogance, especially from people on the left in general, but especially from Black people, just this idea that you could just take any candidate, doesn't matter, and throw them out there and think you're going to beat Trump. It doesn't work like that. The way you guys underestimate Trump, which is freaking weird. Like he already won. He won in 2016. Well, he's a brokey. He ain't got no money. He went bankrupt. Dude has buildings and institutions, literal institutions. He hires thousands of people. He's a billionaire. He uses the tax code in the system where you can go bankrupt and do what you want to do. He has $100 million worth of real estate. He owns it. But you want to underestimate this guy and make him seem like he's stupid. You guys are doing the same thing with Elon Musk. Elon Musk sends a rocket in the air and it comes directly back to where it came from. You just don't and listen, Jay Sanders, I'm going to get into that here shortly. You don't underestimate people. I'm sorry, the Malcolm X cherry picking the Malcolm X quotes ain't it. Kamala ran a terrible campaign. She was unprepared. You can say what you want about Trump, what you want about MAGA, they wanted it more. Just from like a sports viewpoint. You know when a team wants it more. Again, you know when a team wants it more. And they wanted it more. That's it. That's the reality. But I want to fall back. I want to go back to 2016. Yeah, like I said, the MAGA had to have that dog in them. That's just the reality. But I want to go back to 2006. That too, Trump's a white supremacist racist. Hold on, when did he become that? Because before he ran for office, and even after the Central Park 5, because I know y'all want to interject the Central Park 5, our so-called Black leadership were cool with him, even after the Central Park 5. All of a sudden, he runs for office. He's a white supremacist, racist Nazi. Hey, Judy and Miss Jones and Charles, I'm gonna let you guys on here. Give me about 15, 20 minutes, maybe even sooner. Then I open the lines back up. But I'm sorry, the silly quotes. No, I'm not saying that Malcolm X's quote is silly, but you're applying it for the completely wrong reason. And if that's the case, where were y'all when she got blown out in 2020? Team, the Black woman is the most disrespected. That's why they'll never have a Black woman be president of the United States of America. Where were y'all in 2020 when she got blown out? Where were you guys in 2008 when Cynthia McKinney ran? Because the majority of y'all chose the white man in 2020 over the Black woman, Kamala Harris, in quotation marks. But now all of a sudden, the house is on fire. You guys want to pressure and shame men for not supporting her. Thank you. Completely ignore Cynthia McKinney. Completely ignored her. Where were y'all for Cynthia McKinney? Instead, you tried out Kamala Harris. I even said back in 2020, Karen Bass would have been a better pick for VP over Kamala Harris. The only thing that saved the Democratic Party in 2020 was COVID and George Floyd, which I'm going to get into as well. But again, team, the black woman is the most disrespected woman on the planet. Where were y'all for Cynthia McKinney? And where were y'all when Kamala Harris got blown out in 2020? That's my question. But I love y'all. The whole he's a fascist, he's a Nazi. People were, listen, the issues were immigration, foreign policy, and the economy. All you guys talked about was abortion, 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 abortion. Trump is a fascist, Trump is a fascist, Trump is a fascist, he's a Nazi, he's a Nazi, he's a Nazi, a Nazi. That's all you guys talked about. Nobody wanted to hear that shit. I'm sorry. We're over January 6th. I was in Sierra Leone last November when there was an attempted coup. I know what an attempted coup looks like. You need the military. If you ain't got the military, it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna get into FBA, ADOS, the role they played in this. There's a lot of moving parts. And I just think that the Democratic Party, they're not up on these small pockets. They're not up on the culture. I'll say that, of what's going on. And they fail. Sisters, once again, do you guys really think that other groups of women are going to partner with you guys, choose you guys over their white and Latino, Asian husbands, uncles, fathers, cousins, and brothers? I can't believe these white women, they voted for Trump. You really think they're going to choose you? We had this conversation in 2016, and I don't know why these guys keep thinking this. You really keep thinking that other groups of women are going to choose you in mass over their uncles, husbands, fathers, cousins, and brothers. I don't know what, I just don't, the logic sometimes. And again, it's an arrogance that some of us have. Where you underestimate people, you just don't get it. But I want to rewind back to 2016. This is started in 2016. And whenever I bring up these events and these points, you guys want to completely ignore them and play stupid or shift or deflect to Trump is a Nazi, Trump is a Nazi, January 6th, January 6th. Trump is a Nazi, Trump is a Nazi, January 6th, January 6th. January 6th, January 6th, Trump is a Nazi, Trump is a Nazi. He's a fascist, he's a fascist. 2016. When the Democratic Party sabotaged Bernie Sanders in exchange for Hillary Clinton, that was the beginning of the end. 2016, when the Democratic Party, the left, Guys, I need you to hit this like button. If you have not hit the like button, I need everybody to hit the like button. And see, this is the thing. Stuff like this. Trump stole top secret documents and sold to Russia, and y'all voted for him. When was he convicted of that? That shit got thrown out. Excuse my language. Sorry. When was he convicted of that? Did he get, is there a judgment? Was he convicted? Has he appealed it? If he was convicted? Like, everybody knew these cases, January 6th, election interference, they weren't going anywhere. I told people that from the beginning. That's the thing. Y'all just deflect, man. He's a fascist. Documents. January 6th. Interference, election interference. Dude, like, everybody knew except for y'all that it wasn't going nowhere. Guys, hit the like button. Again, please, if you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. So you had the Bernie Sanders situation. If for some reason you guys wanted Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, Hillary Clinton, Libya, when Gaddafi was assassinated, Hillary Clinton, super predator Hillary Clinton. But whenever people brought this up, okay, I didn't vote for Hillary, I voted for Biden. I'm sorry, for Trump. For these reasons, here comes the deflection. And here's your usual deflection. He's a Nazi, he's a Nazi, he's a fascist, Russian collusion. It's all little conspiracy theories. Russian collusion. But this is when the biggest ball was dropped, and I knew the Democratic Party was done. Again, 2020, you guys were saved by COVID. That is the only reason why Trump lost. That and George Floyd. So you guys received a lot of white guilt votes because of George Floyd. This is when I knew, when this happened, I knew that the Democratic Party was done. When those black girls took that George Floyd money, Black Lives Matter, and also there's a couple men, there was when those black activists, I'm sorry, but the lion's share went to Black Lives Matter from what we know. Terry, I'm going to get into that. I mean, Terry, I need to write that down. Y'all still, this is the problem. I'm going to get back to Black Lives Matter, but let me fast forward a little bit. This is the reality, okay? I understand the history of America. I'm a black man. But if you think you're going to continue, if you think you're going to get white people to join you and vote for your Democratic nominee, but you upset that they call Columbus Day indigenous. I mean, they shouldn't call, you want to boycott Columbus Day and call it Indigenous Day because of what the white man did when he settled America. You know, the white man this, the white people are evil, the white people are this. But you want to convince them to come vote with you, but you want to remind them that they're racist no matter what. I'm sorry, it's not a winning strategy. You're not going to attract, you got to play politics, okay? You're not going to attract white people, the numbers you need to your cause if you're just going to just tell them every day that they're racist, white supremacists, Nazis, y'all killed the Native Americans, Columbus Day is racist, that's why it's Indigenous Peoples Day. Slavery, Your white ancestors, they stole this country. So you want to tell them this every opportunity you get, but then, hey, come vote with us. It's not gonna work. It shouldn't be Columbus Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. Your ancestors enslaved my ancestors. The black woman is the most disrespected woman on the planet. White supremacy, white supremacy. The SAT is racist against black people. But that's how you're going to attract white people to come vote with you. That's how. That strategy has failed. I'm sorry. I understand. I get the history of our country. But guilting white people and shaming white people for what their ancestors did is not going to help them come vote with you. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. I got into Title IX. Fighting for transgenders to play in female sports is weird, okay? It's weird. Running off your best talent that you have to go against Trump and just demanding people to vote for whatever you throw out there because you're underestimating Trump is just stupid strategy. And you guys aren't listening. So let me get back into 2020. George Floyd. You have no idea the number of white people. Now, I'm 42. I was around when Rodney King happened. I was young. You had Tamir Rice. You had Mike Brown. You have no idea. Alton Sterling. So there have been videos of black men on tape being abused by police or killed. With George Floyd, you have no idea the number of white people who reached out to me. Oh my God, Dinas, oh my God, I can't believe what happened. Oh my God, what can I do? So Black Lives Matter, that was led by the three women, they get the majority, the lion's share of the donations. When they took that money, those donations, claimed they didn't know what to do with the money, filed bankruptcy, went and bought some of the most expensive property in the most whitest, white, lily white areas. Didn't invest none of that money back in the black community. If they did, prove it to me. Outside of a yard, I don't even see the yard signs no more. Like all the white liberals that had their Black Lives Matters lawn signs in their yard, they nowhere to be found. They got thrown away. They invest none of that money into the community, the black communities that are affected by police violence. None of that money got circulated back into the community. They took that money, they cashed out, declared bankruptcy, and these are Marxists. These are Marxists, by the way, but they sure know how to use the capitalist system. They sure know how to use the capitalist system, but these are Marxists. They went and bought $1 million worth of property in the whitest communities that you can imagine. When white folks saw that, they said, we done. They said, we done. They said, we done. I knew then and there that Trump was going to get reelected. Because like I said, George Floyd, COVID is the only reason why Donald Trump lost. I knew then and there that Trump was going to get reelected because them white folks were like, F that. Other communities were like, man, these folks, these they cry about white supremacy and the system. We try to help them out. This is what they do. We done. We finished. They nowhere to be found now. I knew Trump was going to win because when Stacey Abrams ran here in 2022 for governor, she got blown out. She got blown out. Guys, if you just got into the chat, hit the like button. Again, please hit the like button if you just got into the chat. When Stacey Abrams got blown out in 2022, and listen, Herschel Walker made it to a runoff. Go Dogs. Herschel Walker made it to a runoff. I knew Trump was gonna get reelected. Trump still campaigned. He didn't stop even after the arrest, all that other stuff. Oh, let me throw this in there. Fani Willis. Y'all need to thank Fani Willis as well for Trump getting reelected. With her and Nathan Wade, got caught up in they shit. I knew, but people were just mad. People were like, dude, listen, you guys are going after Trump saying he's corrupt, but you guys got some of the most corrupt people going after him. So when that Fani Willis stuff happened, I'm like, okay, they all these cases, people are like, okay. All this is just a witch hunt now. When all that got revealed, when Fani Willis dropped the ball, Black Lives Matter, Stacey Abrams getting blown out, I knew Trump's going to get reelected. Because people are like, man, these cases are some BS. And see, they're not talking about what's going on in New York right now with Letitia James' case. It's up for appeal. And right now, the judges are like, look, man, this is some BS. But the problem with you guys, listen, I know you don't like Trump, but there's two sides to every story. Y'all listen to Joy Reid, The View, CNN, who are biased as hell. That's who you guys listen to. Instead of saying, okay, this side's saying this, let me hear the other side. The other side pretty much said, man, these cases are some BS. And that's why they're not going anywhere. They're stalled because they were BS from the beginning. Yeah, when Fani Willis got up there and said, a man is not a plan, a man, hold on. Hold on. We got to find this. Hold on. We got to find this. Hold on. We got it. Hold on. This is your elected DA. This is your elected DA. This is your elected DA. attitude and all, bum rushed the courtroom, arrogant as hell. The arrogance of the Democratic Party is what killed the Democratic Party. The incompetence, that's the word I wanted to use. You had a bunch of corrupt, incompetent people going after Trump. And because you guys are so arrogant and just think Trump is stupid, he played y'all. And this is what happened. This is how it played out. Hold on. This is our DA.
As he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. We would have brutal arguments about the fact that I am your equal. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. I don't need anybody.
I mean, come on. This is who you're sending after Donald Trump. A man is not a plan. I got another one too. I got another one. Hold on. I got another one. I got another Fani Willis moment. I got another Fani Willis. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta find this. Hold on. I got another one. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Fani Willis.
Of an Exhibit 21, where we agree that Mr. Wade is a prohibited source, correct?
What I agree to is I don't believe he's giving me gifts. You would like to classify these trips as gifts, but I've always paid my fair share on these trips, so I did not look at them as gifts. I don't think that what this is disclosing, and they can tell me if they mean something different, I don't think it means that if you go to dinner with somebody over the course of a year and it gets to 100, you're supposed to report it. If my understanding of that is wrong, I've probably been to lunches with a couple of people that over the course of a year, I paid.
Let me, prohibited source means.
We already went over this, Mr. Gillen. Mr. McDougal.
Well, Your Honor, I have to lay the foundation here before I can follow up with my next question.
Hold on, guys. I want to find a Gray Goose. Hold on.
Your 2022 disclosure form did not list any of the thousands and thousands of dollars that Mr. Wade paid for on trips that you were on.
Yeah.
Isn't that correct?
That's because Mr. Wade was paid that money back, or he was paid due to the fact that I bought the plane ticket or I paid for the hotel. There were never money that he gave me. That wasn't the nature of our relationship. You know, there's so many men, and Mr. Wade is one of them, where the nature of the relationship is they're just paying a woman. The nature of our relationship is companionship and friendship. Despite the way people would like to paint certain women, it's just not true.
Final question. And not a single solitary documentary piece of evidence showing that you have withdrawn the cash to pay him back.
That's not accurate.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. McCall.
Yeah, I wish I could find the Gray Goose clip. I gotta find a Gray Goose clip. Gray Goose. I wish I could find the Gray Goose clip. Oh man, I can't find a Gray Goose clip. But y'all saw the man is not a plan. Man is a companion. And you saw what happened, was going on with the YSL case too. So yeah, but I mean, you know, it's just, you got incompetent, corrupt people, but because of your arrogance, you thought they're going to take down Trump, and it didn't work out. So you have that, you have all that going on. Miss Judy, I'm gonna let you guys on here in about 8-10 minutes at the most. I mean, you have all that going on. So, you have Black Lives Matter, incompetent, shady DAs. I mean, and people are just tired of it. People are just tired of it. You have the war, you have the economy, you have the open borders. And whenever people bring that up, instead of just addressing it and say, hey, look, we made a mistake, this happened, that happened, you either blame Trump. Like, how can you blame Trump for what's going on right now, foreign policy wise, in Russia, Ukraine versus Russia, Ukraine, in the Middle East, when he ain't in office? When she's not in office. I mean, when he's not in office. Immigration, Trump's fault. He ain't in office. Central Park 5, Trump's fault. He was never in office. He was never a politician. He had nothing to do with the government. Economy, Trump's fault. He ain't in office. Foreign policy right now, Trump's fault. He ain't in office. White supremacy. He's a fascist. People are just tired. Because instead of addressing the issues, you just wanted to focus on the white man and he's a fascist. And people just got tired. That's why she got blown out. That's why she got blown out. The Democratic Party is done. You guys joining forces with Liz Cheney. And these established, my people will call me, yeah, Dynasty, these former these Republicans like Mike Pence and Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney or whatever, they're supporting Kamala. Those warmongers, those establishment politicians, we don't care. Take them. We got the best of y'all. We got RFK Jr. We got Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. We can listen, you can have Liz Cheney. You can have Dick Cheney. You can have Mike Pence. We'll take Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr. completely. That's the most lopsided trade ever. That is the best trade. Okay, no problem. Have Liz Cheney, have the Cheneys, have Mike Pence. We'll take Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr. sharp as hell any day of the week. The pandering. Hold on. Let me cut this. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me find this. I gotta find this. I gotta find this. Where's this at? Come on, Dad. Let's find this. This pandering. Beyonce, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion. Golly, man. Nobody. But here's the one right here. I was just like, come on, man. Hold on, where's this at? I gotta find this. Hold on, guys. But bear with me. I was just like, come on, man. Oh, Lord. Well, hold on. No. We're gonna do the Cardi B. Hold on.
The world of medicine is for every.
Guys, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Oh, here we go. Glorilla?
Don't flow, carbon hit like Mayweather. Tula come through. Got millions out there rap, they hate it, but they stole the flow. Got back in after back in, come on. I stole the show, though, run up on it. She a head case, all she do is shoot. I sat my deal up on the PJ and hopped out a parachute. I'm kicked on next week, pack no more features, I might just shoot. I'm kicked on next week, pack no more features, I might just bird shoot. Yeah, glow, stop a look, it's shell toss. Yeah, glow, make it bell. Yeah, glow, two-tone, Cartier match nails. Yeah, glow, no competition, deep sale.
Look at this white lady. Look at this white lady. Go back.
Keep this party going. All right, let's go.
Look at this white lady right here. She like, look, they're like this lady, like, what the hell is going on? I mean, look at the faces. They're like, what's going on? Look at look at this white lady right here. And look at this, I don't know if she's white or Latino. Look at her. It's like, what the hell's going on? Look at this white guy. Look at these white guys up. Look at this white guy up here. They're like, what do we come to? I mean, look at the faces. Oh, God, man. I mean, I could go on and on. Glorilla, and nothing against Glorilla. Glorilla, it ain't your fault. I hope you got a big payday. But who sits down? In fact, Kamala Harris, who did you hire to run the campaign? You need to hire me next time. You need to hire me next time, Kamala. I mean, just look at these people are like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, did you have Megan Thee Stallion? Like, they're so out of touch and disconnected. But again, the mindset is, no matter what we do, we can do whatever we want because Donald Trump is a fascist and he's a Nazi. So we can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want because Donald Trump is a fascist. He's going to take away your democracy. He's going to take away your democracy. He's a fascist and a Nazi. So we could bring out Glorilla. We could bring out Glorilla and Fani Willis. Because Trump is a fascist and a Nazi. So it don't matter. And y'all better vote, because if you don't, you're a misogynist. What's the word? Misogynist. What's the word, guys? Misogynist. If you don't vote for Kamala, you're a misogynist. That's the word. That's how you say it. Misogyny. Misogyny. You don't vote for Kamala. It's misogyny. Because the black woman is the most unprotected woman in the world. You misogynist. Am I saying it right? Misogynist. You misogynist. Yeah. It's not because she ran a terrible campaign with Glorilla. It's because you a white supremacist and a misogynist. And black men hate their mothers. Black men hate their mothers because they didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Black men hate their mothers because they didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Oh, my stomach. Hold on. Black men hate their mothers because they didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Man, fuck out. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I hate your mother because you didn't vote for Kamala. And you're a misogynist and a white supremacist. Oh, God. I don't know what accent that is. I'm doing my Kamala Harris accent switch. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my Kamala Harris accent switch. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's my Kamala Harris accent switch. I got it from her. I learned it from her. But that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. That's what they said. They said you hate your mama because you don't love the black women in your family. You don't love Big Mama because you didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I'm just telling you what I was told and accused of. That's what I was accused of. That's what I was told. That's what I was told. Oh, God. All right, listen, I'm going to open the lines up. I got more to say, but I got people waiting. Hit the like button. Again, please hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button, it's because you don't like your mama. If you don't hit that like button, it's because you don't love your mama. If you don't hit the like button, it's because you don't love your mama or your papa. So support this black man, Dynasty Mirror. If you don't hit the like button, it's because you don't like your daddy. You got daddy issues. There you go. If you don't hit the like button, you got daddy issues. And you don't like your daddy and your grandpappy. I got more to say, but yeah, Trump blew her out. Well deserved. It was so I would say this. I didn't expect Trump to win the popular vote. I knew he was going to win, but not the popular vote. But he got blown out. It's over. It's done. Yeah, let me go ahead, Miss Judy.
God, I got so much to say.
Hey, take your time.
How much time I got? I got an hour. If I didn't hit the like button, it's because I don't like you. That's all.
You don't like your daddy.
It's because I don't.
You don't like your daddy. You don't hit the like button is because you don't love your daddy.
Let's put something.
I'm a black man, and because you didn't hit the like button to support this black man, that means you don't like your daddy. You don't love your daddy.
Yeah, I don't like my daddy. The daddy I never met.
Okay.
But anyway, let's put this Kamala Harris is black to rest once and for all. Can we please put this to rest? I done traveled up and down India. I spent from 2015 to 2020 traveling up as far north as Rajasthan, Pushkar, as far south where the Indian Ocean to Atlantic Ocean and the Arabian Sea all meet together. And, you know, they have thousands of years history in India. And her mother's a Brahmin of the Brahmin class. Her mother's Hindu. She's from a Hindu family. And they have thousands of years history. You cannot tell me that an Indian woman, her mother, with so much history and tradition, is going to raise her to be a Black woman.
I was told that that's possible.
It ain't happening. Okay? I've been in close proximity with them, traveling for a whole month with them for 5-6 years up to the pandemic. I will go every January, February, because I study Vedic astrology, I study Ayurveda, I study yoga. And you cannot tell me that her mother is going to give up that history to teach her to be Black. No, not happening.
That's what we were told.
And and for Black people to believe that and think that, you're crazy. You don't understand. You don't understand what it is for her to be Indian and the culture, that rich cultural history that they come from, for you to even think that that's possible.
Well, Ms. Jones, it's believable.
Her mother raised her to be an Indian woman from a rich cultural history. She just so happened to have a Black Jamaican father. That's how it went down. Okay? Her mother took her to India. Her mother raised her around her Indian friends and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
The other thing is, and I agree with you, this all started 2016. I would even take it back to 2008.
Okay.
When Obama was elected. And the reason why I would take it back that far, they promised Hillary Clinton that they would support her in 2016.
But she ran against Obama. She ran against Obama in 2012 too, or was it 2008? She ran against
2008, yeah. And
right.
When she lost, she was neck and neck with Obama. She finished second. And usually when you finish second, it's always been customary that they ask that person to be their running mate. They vet that person to be their running mate. They did not vet her. And everybody was wondering, did they vet her? Did they not vet her? Did they vet her? Did they not vet her? And they vetted, what's his name instead? Joe Biden. He finished 11th out of that whole primary season. He was like last place. But they vetted him. And we didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. And I didn't find out until Joe Biden and his wife Jill appeared on Oprah Winfrey's show that January before they were inaugurated. And the first question Oprah asked them as a couple, how did, the whole vetting thing, how did that happen? Was Hillary Clinton vetted? And before Joe can even answer the question, his wife chimed in and said, oh, they offered my husband both positions. They gave him the choice of Secretary of State and the vice presidency. And he chose the vice presidency position because she said he didn't want to travel around a lot. He didn't want to meet the traveling demands of Secretary of State. And they thought it would be nice if he chose the VP position and they could all campaign together, And when she said all that, his face dropped to the floor because at the time we didn't know what really happened. So basically what I think, what happened, they stole that position from Hillary Clinton, that VP position. Okay. And they threw at her what was left, which was Secretary of State. All right. With the promise that in 2016, they will support her presidency. Now, this is what Obama, Axelrod, and Joe Biden, that whole crew, that's what they did. Okay. So then when what's his name came along?
Bernie Sanders.
The old man, yeah. And Bernie Sanders was like capturing the imagination of young people, progressives, independent, everybody, they had to find a way to stall his whole primary season and get rid of him, because they already promised they were going to support Hillary. For Hillary to step back, take that job, and allow this Biden-Obama ticket to move forward. Because if you watch what happened, I remember Dianne Feinstein, after this all went down, before the convention, they had to go to Dianne Feinstein's house in California, and she had to sit and broker the deal and had to get them all together, Obama and the Clintons, to make nice for everybody to unify behind this new ticket. But Hillary was pissed off, because rightfully so, the way things always been played out, she should have got the pick of what position she wanted. Because she beat him. She was second place finisher. How you gonna go to 11th place finisher and give him the pick of the jobs? So they never really, the Democrats, in my opinion, that upper echelon, never really support women totally. They did it to her then, and now they turn around and do the same thing to Kamala. Because if you look 2020, when I looked at Joe Biden, I'm like, you know what? This dude only got one term in him. How the hell he thought he had two? I think the whole plan, and it's all conjecture, but I think the whole thing was supposed to go down in 2023. He was supposed to turn everything over to her.
Right.
And he reneged. This is what I think. He reneged, and it took them all that time from 2023, when primary season started, to July to get him to change his mind. And by the time he did, it was too late. So these people never support women in the first place. So I think the whole thing is displaced to blame Black men. This thing already started way before Black men even got into the picture. This is some good old boy network white men stuff going on. And as far as white women, I knew from Hillary. I remember once I was up at a conference in Boston, and I was with some other nurses, and they all had PhDs and all that. And here, my naive self, I thought they would be so excited to have a woman candidate. Somebody of Hillary's caliber. She went to Yale Law School, and she went to Yale or Harvard. She went to Ivy League schools. So I'm like, okay, this is how better can you get as a woman, right?
Right.
And when I mention her name, it's almost like I mentioned, oh my God. I realized then from the reaction that I got that they were not on board with Hillary.
Right.
And this is before Benghazi and all of that. I was like, wow, I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, educated white woman ain't on board. So they vote with their womb.
Right.
Okay. They're voting for their children and their children's children. They want to keep their level of, what do you call it? Their level of, what do you call it?
Loyalty, I don't know.
Priority, not supremacy. That's the other word I'm looking for. But they want to keep that. They want to keep their status. And they've seen a lot of that eroding privilege. They have seen a lot of their white privilege eroding over the years. They don't get the factory jobs no more like they used to, because factories ain't around anymore. They all moved out. Everything's being made overseas. It's hard for them to get into certain schools anymore, whatever, because you got other races who are doing just as well, whatever. So being a C.D. student ain't getting you, getting you through university like it used to.
Hey, Miss Judy, let me pass it to Charles, because he's been patient.
Go ahead, Charles.
Go ahead, Charles.
How y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all having a blessed night.
Yes, go ahead.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna get on out of here. I just want to make a quick statement. This came out on Associated Press today. Trump with white men voted for Trump 60%. White women 53%. Black men 21%. Black women 7%. Latino men 55%. And Latino women 38%. And all other races 46%. Let's go to Kamala, shall we? White men voted for Kamala Harris at 37%. White women 45%. Black men.
Hold on. White men voted for Kamala. What percentage?
Talking about white men or white women?
White men.
White men voted for Kamala Harris at 37%.
Okay.
White women 45%, and black men 77%, and black women 91%. Latino men 43%, Latino women 60%, and all other races 48%. Now, why I say this, I've been watching YouTube all day to 2 days, and all these black women have said it was the black man's fault. Well, I look at Trump, and black men voted for him at 21%, but for Kamala, 77%. Your problem is not with black men. Your problem is with white men, white women, and Latino men. And I have to come to tell you that they don't care. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I voted for Obama twice because I thought he was very smart, very articulate. And I looked around at all these cities like Baltimore, Detroit, Mississippi, certain parts of Alabama, Georgia, and ain't nothing changed for black people. Not nothing. So when Trump ran in 2016, I said, let me just go ahead and give Trump a try. Maybe he got some good ideas. And what do you know what happened? I had more money in my pocket. I was able to cover most of my bills. I didn't struggle. But when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden come in there, it's been a struggle ever since. I want my young black women that was on YouTube. I'm talking about the ones on YouTube. If you don't get this foolishness out your head about black men not voting for Kamala Harris when they voted 77%, then the man that don't left you, he ain't coming back. And the one that's still out is finna get ready to leave. And you'll be raising no children by yourself and paying them bills by yourself. You better get that foolishness out of your head and fast. Black men didn't lose the election. Okay? We didn't lose the election because they voted for Kamala Harris at 77%. Now, I'm going to say this in closing like I do. I'm going to close on another show. I'm going to say this in closing. I hope my black women understand that we do support you, just like you support us. But I don't know what kind of generation of women is these, or men. You come out there, and we're supposed to be talking about policy, and you don't turn the convention into a strip club. Now you said Trump is out there at a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden, and I looked out there and I seen black folks everywhere. I can tell you this, I ain't never seen black folks at a Nazi rally, but I seen them at that one. So I don't know what is going on in the people's frame of mind. 2-3 girls just got shot down in Florida, Miami, Florida, by another girl because she's mad because they voted for Trump. Well, I'm finna get ready to make you more mad. I voted straight Republican ticket. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I did too.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I remember when Trump was in office and it was better then. But for the next 4 years, when Joe Biden, and let me tell y'all something, especially my black women. When Joe Biden won the election with Kamala Harris, I had no issue with it. I said that wasn't who I wanted to vote for, but Joe Biden been around a while. We might can do some things. See, you blaming it on the wrong man. You better leave us alone because I got some news. I got some bad news for you, though, if you want to call it bad news. Donald Trump is the president for the next 4 years. And for the next 8 years, it's going to be J.D. Vance. And if you don't get out of that frame of mind and quit turning these conventions into strip clubs, It's going to be another Republican. They're already saying other Trump Jr. going to run for president himself. And you're going to have another Trump in there. And what are you going to do? Jump off a building? What are you going to do? Sit out in the middle of the road and let a flatbed truck run you over? Well, you ain't going to be around long. And that girl right now is going to do 21 years, the same percentage that black men voted for Trump, for almost killing somebody. Play that game all you want. I voted straight Republican ticket because I wanted to vote for Trump. That's my constitutional right, and I don't care who like it. Now, they tried to stop me outside of the voting center, down at the old folks' home down there. A black woman and a black man said, here, you can go ahead and take this now and vote for Kamala Harris. I said, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris. She said, why? I said, because I don't believe that you can run for president and have a vice president run with you that believe in putting tampons in boys' bathroom. She said, oh, they're not going to use it. I said, it ain't about them using it. It's the fact it's being in a boys' bathroom. It don't supposed to be there. And that's all I got to say. I'm saying this, that black women, if you want to give up on us, that's on you. But I wish you wouldn't do that, because I'm going to tell you something. If you think that the other man got something for you, you just go right over there and see. And that Mexican, he ain't going to fool with you either. He going to show you just what it is. So now you either with us or you're not. It's what it is. And I pray, and I pray, and I pray that people get out of this mind frame. Because if you go shooting people and fighting them and stabbing them with knives and all this old crazy stuff, you're going to be put in prison with whites, blacks, and Latinos. And ain't nobody going to worry about your voting now. I can guarantee you that. And I appreciate y'all.
All right, Two Nigel, go ahead, bro. Appreciate you too, bro. Go ahead, Two Nigel.
Yeah, thank you, Diners, for having me. First of all, this idea of making that convention some kind of strip club, that is quite horrible, actually. When you look at the way they were performing, when I saw it, I felt it was a little bit cringe, actually, that these people, they don't seem to understand the pulse of the people. They are completely out of touch. Isn't that why people have been complaining? And they don't listen. They simply don't listen. They are blaming everybody else now. Black people, Latinos, men, all kinds of, they are blaming everybody. And I just hope they learn their lesson, because if they don't learn their lesson, Trump, the person that's going to take over from Trump, is going to win again and again and again. It will keep happening until they learn their lesson. And there is this matter. Are they not the one that went into the Ukraine war that led to the increase in cost of living? They caused the problem themselves. That war was not necessary. It wasn't like a war where somebody went and invaded somebody. They said, oh, don't join NATO. That was it. And they triggered a war. And then they are surprised when cost of living increased in America and all around the world, and people don't like them. And then they oversaw the start of the slaughter that is going on in Gaza. Where the geopolitical weather does affect what is going on in America. It actually affects the pump prices, because if there was that Iran war, if the Iran got involved in that war, pump prices would have just gone through the roof. The Democrat wouldn't have had a chance in hell. And they caused it. It's like, what do you want from people? You create problems that lead to people. One of the arguments people make a lot about Trump is he ended wars. He didn't start new wars. That is one of the biggest winning points that he had. Even if he talks all crazy, but he didn't start new wars. He didn't cause a lot of bloodshed all over the world. But the Democrats did all that. And then when it comes to domestic policy, she didn't present anything compelling, at least not in a coherent way. And for me, one of the things I noticed about Kamala Harris's approach is like she didn't connect with the American people at all. She just seems to think that she can just read a prompter or just make a speech and it will be over. It's impossible. You can't win like that. You have to connect to people somewhere. All she kept talking about was abortion or abortion laws. That is not how you connect to people. Even when you talk about those things, you really talk closely, relate to them properly. Okay, she told some story, this thing, and the doctor's stories are not. That is not enough. Obama was in tears. Remember, Obama, when he won the second term, he was in tears the day before the election. He was in tears. You have to find it. With the first term, he went through a pastoral controversy and made that speech about a more perfect union. He connected with American people. You have to, for her to just show up mid-race, having a short period of time. I didn't do enough to connect to people. He didn't go to Joe Rogan. He didn't even go to. She did try to go to Fox News, but she spent most of the time, instead of her connecting to those type of voters, she was just bad-mouthing Trump most of the time. Tactically, she played it all wrong. I don't know how she thought she can just badmouth Trump and expect people to vote for her for that reason. Hillary tried that. She lost. You can't win like that. And Biden didn't do that. Biden approached it from selling a vision to American people.
Well, bad-mouthing Trump worked in 2020, but it wasn't going to work this time.
I don't think that's what worked with 2020. For me, Biden actually, the way he talks about it, Biden connects with the American people on a level that says, we are a decent people. This is how we behave. He really connects with people.
That's true, because that was too remember COVID, we were in the midst of COVID, and millions of people had died, and people were like very dissatisfied.
Your audio seems to have cut out. Yeah, so I from what I saw of Biden, he did connect, and the fact that he's older and when he speaks about this is not who we are, people relate to him. They understand what he's saying. This is not who they, because he looks like somebody that's 500 years old. Like he's gone back to the very foundation of America. When he says that, they believe him. And Kamala Harris had a chance to try to connect to people, but she didn't. And I think if she did, she probably would have been more successful, but she just never did. And I think maybe women, they feel like if they try to connect to people, they will say, oh, they are doing emotional stuff and stuff like that. So they try to freeze away from people somewhat. But Obama was in tears. Nobody said he was playing the emotional game and all the rest. So I think that when women want to compete, they need to figure out a way to connect to the people without trying to make themselves look like they are all tough and strong and all the rest. Because who cares? It's how people relate to you.
Right. But she also wouldn't even answer the question. They kept asking, that question kept being posed. Are we worse off today than 4 years ago? And she kept dancing around the question. And we all know when we walk into the
she's not going to answer them because she knows you are worse off now. She knows. They started the Ukraine war now. They started the Ukraine war that led to inflation all over the world. They know they caused it. And it was needless. That's the stupid thing about it all. That war was not needed. It didn't have to happen. They triggered it to happen. And then you couple it with the Arab Americans that don't like what she did with that they're doing in the Middle East right now. If that war went out of control, I don't think they would not even have any Congress members left anymore, because the petrol prices in America would have gone through the roof if Iran got involved in that war.
But even if she would have took the time to answer that question honestly, she could have connected the way that you're talking about. The way you're mentioning about how she didn't connect with the people. That would have been the perfect time for her to build some sort of connection if she would have answered.
And maybe it's impossible for her. She's from a culture. You said something about her being from the Brahman culture. Those people are some of the most supremacist kind of people in history. As a matter of fact, the most supremacist group in the world, the Indian system of stratification of their society. These people treat the dark people in that country terribly. Some of the videos that I've seen of the treatment they give to the dark people in India, I've never seen anything like that. Whenever I hear Indian system or people from India, first thing, they have to prove themselves before I actually can even consider them friends or trust them at all. Because they have a whole system where they just discriminate against whole people for thousands of years. Not for 100 years or 500 years of a Igbo man. No, these guys have been doing it for thousands of years. And how can she relate to people, ordinary people?
All she simply had to do was say, yes, we are not better off today than
she's not going to say that now.
And
she will have to explain the reason why.
But instead, she talked around it. She wouldn't answer it directly.
she will have to say the reason why. She would have to tell them, we started the war in Ukraine, the Gaza war. This is the Iran almost joined the war, and the crude oil price went up. Hence, your energy costs went up, inflation went up all around the world. Because if there's inflation around the world, America buys stuff from the world, and it leads to increase in costs for Americans too. So they cause the problem, and they actually deserve to lose. I've never seen a government that deserves to lose more than this government. They don't deserve to win.
All right, let me pass it to Sid. Go ahead, Sid. Unmute yourself, Sid. Sid. Okay. Intellectual convo with BJ. Go ahead.
Hey, everyone. So I'll just start off by saying, well, first off, thank you for, having me speak on your platform. Anytime. But I want to start off and say, like, I voted for Trump. This is my second time voting for Trump. I kind of had my wake up call, I want to say after Obama, which, his presidency, there's so many articles written about how his presidency set Black people back politically decades, right? He came into office, he did nothing for Black people. So fast forward today, or even the first time Trump ran, I did my research, I put my emotion aside, didn't want to vote for anyone based off of their race or their color. And a lot of people don't read all of the beneficial things that Trump has done for the Black community. One being the First Step Act. He allowed thousands of nonviolent criminals out of prison, and then he set them up with jobs. We all know that when a lot of people, they get out of prison, a large reason why they go back to prison is because what? They get back into crime for financial gain. And let's be real, who do you think what community do you think that act benefited the most, right? He's donated the most money to HBCUs grants than any president in history. When he was in his first time, when he was in office, unemployment rate was the lowest for Black Americans than it has been in the past 40 years. And some people like to say, oh, that's just aftermath from Obama's presidency, but they just like to shun anything that Trump does right. They just want to push it on, it came from Obama, when it's like, just look into the policies. Kamala Harris, I want to say this, and I don't want to get on attacking that side, but there's a reason why a lot of Cubans, they come over to America and they vote Republicans. I was in Cuba recently, and let's be real, communism is not pretty. And Harris, her father is a well-known, self-identifying Marxist professor, or at least he was. I don't know if he's still teaching. She has a lot of policies that very closely mimic Marxist ideals. And it's just how people voted for her based off of her race. She's not Black. My family is Jamaican. Anyone who's Jamaican or been to Jamaica, they'll know just because you're Jamaican doesn't mean you're Black. We have a really large populations of coolies, and we also have Chinese Jamaicans, and we also have white Jamaicans. They speak Patois super heavy, born and raised in Jamaica. Her father, Candace Owens, already did a 6-week deep dive into her genealogy. Her father is Indian and white, and his white side were slave owners. And her mother, we already know her mother is fully Indian. Kamala Harris waved into the Indian, as AG, as the first Indian American assistant general in California. She's always, self-identified as being Indian. It was only to her benefit when she was running for office to then Blackify herself in order to do what? Get the Black vote. And it's comical watching her rallies. She had Beyonce, she had stripper Cardi B, who, we already know Cardi B's track record. She brought out Quavo. She brought out, Common was on a podcast, dancing for the Democrats, not literally dancing, but saying what they want to say. will.i.am 2 days ago or 2 days before the election day dropped this video talking about yes she can. The amount of Beyonce, right? The amount of celebrities on that came out for her presidency in her rallies, it's comical. Trump came out, he spoke to the people, he said his policies very clearly, and he connected. He connected with a lot of Americans. And, you know, the people who are crying boo-hoo, like, you know, what has this country come to? Let's not forget, out of all the voters, way more than half voted for Trump. So there's clearly support there. So I'm off my soapbox.
Well, let me pass it to Basso. Go ahead, Basso. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I think that a lot has been said already. I wanted to make some additions, but I think the lady touched on so many stuff and too Niger. But the thing is, I think when Biden was first elected, he said he was going to be a transitional president. And I think the meaning of that was he could have served one term, and before the primaries, he could have said, you know, or even the Democrats could have looked at the situation and say, okay, you don't look very, very fit, so we run a primary. In that primary, the Democrats would have had an opportunity to have a better candidate. I guess Kamala would not have won the nomination. They probably would have had more liberal candidates or people who are really well-spoken, can articulate the direction of the Democratic Party, like maybe Gavin Newsom of California. I know, yeah, some Republicans really don't like him, but again, he is well-spoken. And the thing is, if Biden had won the nomination because they ran a primary for the Democrats, what they needed to do was to leave Biden in there because it was already a train wreck that was destined to crash out. So now you have this situation. Kamala could have said, you know what, I think Biden has been doing quite a good job. You can't really defend what Biden has done so far, but let Biden stay on the ticket. The thing is, he was born in Pennsylvania, I think Scranton, Pennsylvania. He can go out there to the old white folks who are senior citizens, the baby boomers. Biden can look at them in the face and speak to them. They can look at those age lines and they can say, you know what, he is really one of us. They can believe him. And for those who are disaffected about Trump, they could look at Biden and say, you know what, we really have consideration and compassion. He looks like us. He's one of our own. And they could easily vote him over Trump. But I didn't really think Kamala could do that. You know, then the whole issue with the Muslim vote, the Arab vote, and stuff like that, it's hard when those people have to sit down because you're winning elections on the margin. And you saw that in the Rust Belt. Now, for someone like Kamala to defend Biden's record, it's not really easy. Number one, the whole thing with the identity crisis, you know, it makes some white people kind of nervous, you know, because we've not really had like an Indian or a Latino who's really been on a major ticket and try to run that ticket, especially at short notice. You know, it's 3 months. It's not really easy. You really have to have some kind of skill to be able to do that. And then when they look at Trump, given what has been happening, you know, the attempt on his life and stuff like that, you know, it makes some white people, you know, have some compassion for the guy. You know, for Kamala to really beat Trump, and you have the white infrastructure in America to look at that and want to go with Kamala, it's not really that too easy for her to overcome. Then with the social issues that they were having, you know, they highly focus on the LGBTQI plus issues. They are just the trans community is less than 1%. You really cannot have that issue as front and center for the Democratic Party, regardless of how you want to feel about it, because it's not a very solid voting bloc. So you begin to peel off some of your support right there. Then Africans have really voted alongside African Americans heavily Democratic. But when you go to African countries, you remove Uganda from
conservative as hell, super conservative.
Yes. So on those type of issues, Africans get really very cultural, very traditional, and very conservative. You remove Uganda, you want Kenya, you go to Ghana. Ghana has a bill now that the president of Ghana is afraid to sign the bill. It has been passed in the Ghanaian parliament, but he just can't do it because, you know, the city is already very bad. America has warned him. The Secretary of State has warned Africa so badly. African Stream has been taken off so many media platforms, you know, The African population is about 2.5 million in America, African immigrants and first generation children. When you begin to lose those type of support, because so many Africans were saying that, no, Trump will be better. Trump will be better. I spoke to people in the Sahel region, Burkina, Mali, Niger. They said Trump will be better for them because the thing is, for Burkina, the guy is friends with Putin. If Trump comes in, Trump is friends with Putin. He is kicked out France. Putin will tell Trump, this guy is our guy. He just wants to control his own resources so that his people don't get to leave the country and they come to your country to bother you. So this is a time for the Sahel region to grow. So so many Africans looked at that and they were voting the other way. So those are things that the Democratic Party really has to pay attention to. Bush, when he came to the last year of his administration, he had inflation because of the war that stayed about 8 years. Dick Cheney couldn't run because he could have lost also. Of course, he had a heart condition, but he could have lost to Obama or whoever was on the Democratic ticket. Biden should have learned you can't play the game that the Israeli prime minister wants to play. Obama refused. At some point, he was even disrespected by Netanyahu, but Obama had to do it to stop him not to go to war. When Netanyahu told Bush he was going to attack Iran, Bush told him, you cannot do that. You can't do that. I'm already having a lot of problems in Iraq. You just can't do that. Biden went in with Netanyahu, and this is the result. And Kamala could not defend that record. I don't know why she didn't just say, you know what, I'm not taking the position. You're not going to have a different candidate. Let Biden be on that ticket. We run it to the end. She would have lost with Biden, but it wouldn't have been her. But now she's taking all of this hate, and that's a history that she has, sadly.
All right, let me pass it to Sid. Go ahead, Sid. Sid. All right, Mr. Sandman. Go ahead, Mr. Sandman. Unmute yourself, Mr. Sandman.
Hey, yeah. I just wanted to say that I don't think Donald Trump is a racist, and I don't even think that he's a bad president. I think he did a solid job in between 2016 to 2020. Excuse me. However, election has showed us that
you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Very racist, misogynistic. I mean, think about it. This man, who got convicted of a felony, also got accused of, doing all this adulterous stuff and all this other accusations against him, like, the Central Park 5 and all this stuff got brought up. Only a white man can overcome all of that stuff and win the presidency. Not only win it, but win it by a landslide, And you can even show proof of that by Vivek Ramaswamy. He was saying all of the exact same stuff Trump was saying, only he was communicated in it more lively and more with more energy. So you would say if it's all about communicating the right things to the people and what Trump is talking about is what the people want, then how come they didn't even give Vivek Ramaswamy even a chance of getting elected? He didn't even make it through the primaries or even get
a
large portion of them.
They gave him a chance. He didn't get the votes.
Yeah.
They
don't. Yeah, they would never vote for, an Indian dude. So that's just.
That's not necessarily true. In the UK, I think currently right now, the prime minister's Indian.
Hello.
Nope. The prime minister is
he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
The conservative.
But you guys
it's another
had
guy. It's another guy.
You guys did have an Indian prime minister, though, right?
Yeah, they did. Yes. They did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
he was wealthy. That man was richer than the king of England. That man came from a wealthy family. Yes, he was wealthy.
He's wealthy too.
Yeah, he was worth billions of dollars.
All right, let me pass it up, Mr. Sandman. Go ahead, Mr. Sandman.
Yeah, I think you had lost me for a second. Yeah. Hello? Am I still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I said, Vivek Ramaswamy was saying all the exact same things that Trump was saying, and even one of those political pundits even said that female, I can't recall her name right now. She even said herself, like, I will vote for you if you was white, you know? So that's the sentiment that a lot of Americans are feeling. So we know where we stand in the United States in regards to, you know what I mean? We've been going throughout the history of this country. You know, we've gone through, you know, trying to get over this racial hump. But, you know, I guess that's just human nature. You know, people tend to.
Obama was elected twice.
Yeah, Obama was elected twice.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, but Obama didn't have like the dirty background. He was almost like spotless when he came in.
Okay.
Can I hop in here? Because I think I don't know. So you said two things. You said a lot of great things, Mr. Sandman. The two things I disagree with. I don't. The one being if Trump, given his, we'll say the criminal charges, right? I mean, lawfare is it is a thing. If he was Black, he couldn't beat those cases, or he couldn't still be in the position he's in if he was Black. Or if he was any other race, he probably wouldn't be where he is, right? I disagree with that. And I think the one dividing factor, which we kind of touched on, is wealth. Let's be real. Like Trump, he is the first president to give up his entire presidential salary. So I think presidents make around $400,000 a year as a president. He gave it all up. No other president in history has done that. He doesn't need any backings from big tech, George Soros, who were primarily the backing, right, for the Harris's campaign. He was the first president and the only, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the only president to enter the office and leave it broker than when he left. Right? He's funding.
No. That's a lie. That's too much. You're taking it too far.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're taking it too far.
What Black man could overcome that stuff?
You're taking it too far.
And become president? No. Just give me one Black name. One Black name.
But she's taking it too far. Like,
name another president.
She was talking about the money, like he left the office. He didn't make no money, stuff like that. Nah.
No, he really. No, that's
you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far.
Hold on.
He gave up his whole presidential salary.
One mic. Bang, do you have anything to prove that she's wrong?
You can Google this. Anything
Bang, do you have anything that you on the contrary that proves that she's not telling that she's wrong?
Look at Donald Trump's net worth prior to him becoming president.
I mean, his net worth did grow. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta Google it and stuff like that. But the way she's saying it, as if Donald Trump did not make no money while he was president. Come on, nah.
No, he didn't accept the salary from
that part right there. I'm not 100% sure. It could be true. I mean,
he
did not. He said it after
while he
didn't make no money.
While he was president, he did not.
Okay, that was a hotel, right? Let me tell y'all something, man. I live in DC. That was a hotel right up there, right? It was right on Pennsylvania Avenue, right? It was owned by Trump,
right? That
hotel had all those wealthy folks from all over the world staying there, paying extra.
Okay.
Like, if a room costs this and that, they were paying like endless amount. They were hosting all type of things there, paying all type of things. So who owns it? It was under Trump. So Trump was making money.
I think
she's trying to act like
Bang. You're not going to talk over me. Be quiet. I think her point is that he didn't accept the salary while he was president. Am I right?
Because it'd have been like Bill Gates stopping to pick up a penny. It's a waste of his time.
I asked her a question. Intellectual combo. Is that what you meant?
That is correct. His salary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, but she went farther. I wasn't disputed about that. I was disputed what she was saying after that. That's what I was trying to say. She went a bit too far. Because Trump was making money. Trump was making millions of money while he was in, as a president. This will be real. These guys go to politics to become to become more richer.
He already was a billionaire. He already was a billionaire before he became a politician. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but still, it wasn't like he didn't make no money while he was presidency. You could be worth billions and still making money too as well. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not disagreeing with she was saying that, he didn't accept his 400, so amount. I'm not saying that, but she said that, oh, he did not make a single penny while he was presidency.
That's not what I said. I said
See, what happens is a president can influence policies that'll help his businesses make more money, which is why he had to give up.
He didn't give up his
business.
his
No,
companies.
he wasn't. He couldn't
His son
run.
was,
He couldn't.
his son was still running.
Yeah, he
it.
couldn't be the CEO of the
Yeah,
company
but his
anymore
son was
because that's
still
against
running
the law.
it. Giving it up will be like giving it up to a private company or third party. If I give my company to my son, I'm still controlling it.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be
much.
real. Let's be honest. You know, because I knew she was going to lose. I said it like, what, a couple days ago or a week ago. She didn't have nothing as a politician. She didn't have that something in her. You couldn't you know what I'm saying? You couldn't relate to her and be inspired. Like, oh, I got to vote for her. Like Obama had it, Bush had it, Trump had it, Biden had it a little bit as well. Even Hillary Clinton had it in some way. She didn't have none of that. She looked like somebody that was just put together within the system, and then just slowly push up without her real natural skills. They politicians. They some of them are corrupt by nature. Corrupt by all type of things.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like as far as intellectual combo with BJ. Go ahead.
It's funny. I'm looking at the comments. People are saying his net worth went down when he was in presidency. That's exactly the point I'm making. I think we're conflating.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. But go ahead.
Trump is okay. We get it. He's a real estate mogul, right? I'm not talking about the money. If he's in office and he's still making money off of his real estate ventures, that has not. I don't want to say it has nothing to do, but I'm talking about the fact that Barack Obama, Biden, the Clintons, who own a huge chunk of Haiti, what a lot of people don't know, there's a part of Haiti you can't even go to unless you have an American passport, right? They entered office, right, presidency with X amount of millions, and they've left multi-millionaires, right? So let's not confuse the money Trump has made off of his real estate ventures when he's in presidency. I mean, that doesn't go away because he's president.
Sid, go ahead, Sid. Sid, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We hear you now.
Okay. Dennis, thank you for letting me in. So I voted for Kamala Harris, right? I'm West African from Liberia. I live in New York City all my life. First of all, this is my first time voting. I don't pay that much attention to politics. Yeah, someone was talking about a lot of white people struggling to get a job.
Yeah, we lost him. Yeah, you guys got to call in on your. Don't call in on your.
You hear me? Hello?
Yeah, it went out.
Yeah. So, yeah, someone was talking about, they're shipping all the job overseas. I work in finance. I work for one of the Wall Street firms, and 50% of our job is overseas. We have 25% in India, 25% in China. So all these people, they work remotely, right? And most of them will apply to the company and say, well, I have been working with the company for 2 or 3 years, and I want to apply for B2 visa to come to New York City to work. We will turn them down for the fact that it's cheaper for us to have employees in China or India, right? So we live in a global economy. I don't think whether Trump coming to power or Kamala Harris were going to win, nothing will change that. First of all, the Republicans, they believe in very small government, and Trump will not have any impact on my life. First of all, the day the election result came out, dollar June went up to 1,500. So that was the time that I make most money I ever lived in this country. And someone was talking about Trump being rich. Yeah, he could be rich, but I remember when they came out with $400 million bond for him to pay in New York City, he couldn't pay it. There was a Wall Street firm that paid that money on behalf of him. Right now, Trump is seeing a debt of $1.5 billion, right? So he's in it to make money. Unfortunately for him, yeah, he make little. Or he in law, Jared Kushner, on 555 in New York City, the building that he owns over there was in debt, complete debt. But he got $2 billion from the Saudi government. That was true because of U.S. government, right? So Trump is in it to make money. He's not in it for he's not in it for any other reason. So my reason for voting for Kamala Harris, first of all, she's black, right? Trump, with all the abuse that he had done to the black people, calling Africa a shithole country, calling all kind of names to black people. Listen, let me finish.
No. I got to ask you a question. When did you leave Liberia to come to America?
I came 1989.
Why'd you come?
May 17th, 1989.
Why'd you come? Civil War?
Civil War broke up. Then I went to Sierra Leone. I was attending Forabe College in Sierra Leone. First, I was at Jalan University in Sierra Leone. That's outskirts of Freetown. Then when war broke up, United Nations was the one that gave me scholarship to go to school in Sierra Leone. When war broke out in Sierra Leone, I came to Guinea, neighboring country in Guinea. So when I came to the U.S. in 1989, May 17, 1989, I regretted because I thought America was a different place. I regretted why I came because it was a big setback for me. I have to start college all over. I was a science student, but I have to start college all over again. Went to Baruch College, the business school in New York, and from there I went to Columbia. So I will always say this, whether Kamala Harris was supposed to win or Trump right now win, government will not give you any handout. I don't see any government. First of all, anything government do will have a little impact on your life. It won't change your life. So we, the black people, will focus more on politics. I'm the only black person that works in my company. I never hear white boys talking about politics, even with all this election. So I could be a guilty person to vote for Trump and leaving Kamala Harris. Whether she's Indian, but as long as she has a black affiliation, that's why I voted for her. And I feel that that's a genuine reason. Trump, living in New York, first of all, without New York, I cannot even live in this country, right? I used to travel over this country. I was an auditor. Then from there, I started traveling with my girlfriend. She's a traveling dentist. So we travel in different parts of this country. I see how racism is like in this country, exception of New York. And when I say New York, Harlem, so without New York, I can't even live in this country. So most of the time, I spend my time in Africa, whether I'm in Kenya or South Africa, or sometimes I go to Ivory Coast or Guinea. These are my destinations most of the time. So thank you very much, Daniel, for letting me in. I've been trying to talk on your show. Everybody has his own opinion. There should be a reason why the other people go there for Trump. Well, I know Trump very well. I know the type of business that he's running in New York City. I'm an auditor. The audit firm that work with Trump, they call it Mazara. Mazara is an audit firm. If you don't believe it, check it, Google it. It's a mid-sized audit firm, right? They have to turn down Trump. They even find them. They find this specific audit firm because of Trump crook behaviors. People have different reasons. You have to do your research based on what you think. But all the crime Trump have committed, being found as a criminal, if that was a black person, I don't think he would be here right now.
Right, but yeah, so, none of that's gonna stick, and it was like everybody said. It was like I said from the beginning. It's a rich hunt, and none of it was gonna stick.
Right. And then I against a lot of liberal idea, especially gay right, LGBT. I'm a Muslim person. LGBT. I'm happy with Republican coming to power, but Trump is not Republican. Trump have contributed to a lot of Democrats. Even he contributed to Kamala Harris campaign. Check it out. You will find it.
All right, let me pass it to the elder. Wisdom never sleeps. Go ahead, Wisdom never sleeps.
Thank you.
Wisdom never sleeps. Wisdom never sleeps. Unmute yourself. You gotta unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
I think people are misunderstanding Trump. They think it's about his character. There's something more than his character. When you focus on his character, you are making a mistake. Hillary did, Kamala Harris has done it, and they've all failed. It's about what he's going to deliver for his voters. His voters, he gave them Supreme Court justices. He gave them appeal court justices. He gave them all kinds of different things that appeals to them. And the war, he doesn't care too much about war. Those are the things his voters care about, and they care about social issues that Trump is backing them on. All these personal issues, they think they don't hear it. They don't like it. Most of them don't like those things. But that is not their priority.
Let me ask you a question, right? This war in Ukraine, right? You think it's just started like the last 3 or 4 years ago?
They made it worse.
Yeah, but you think it just happened like the last 4 or last 5 years ago? This war in Ukraine has started years ago. That's what I'm saying.
What are you trying to? What's your point?
Because you gotta look at how the geopolitics works, right? From a war stand, like you don't just attack a country like Russia all of a sudden, like the last 3 or 4 years. And then because I heard people saying, oh, Trump is not a war, this and that, right? To a certain extent, that is true.
Okay, but did it escalate to this point under Trump? Same thing with the Middle East.
If Trump would have won, let's say,
keyword if, but go ahead.
The last election, right? This would have definitely took place.
You said if, but keyword is
yes.
Right, but it did.
This would have definitely took place.
But it didn't happen.
I'm gonna give you.
Let me finish. But it didn't happen while he was in office. That's what we go off. We can't go off.
The reason why it's not about the war happening. It's about America being defeated. You get what I'm trying to say? Because this war happened. This war took place because of sanction Russia and then collapse the economy to then put it step down.
But bang again. Did these wars escalate to this point under Trump when he was in office?
No, it didn't.
Okay, we got to move on. Wisdom Never Sleeps. You there? You got to mute yourself. Wisdom Never Sleeps. You there? Wisdom Never Sleeps. You got to mute yourself. Okay, he's having some technical difficulties. Tunaja, go ahead, Tunaja.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, I think it's
Miss Sandman, you're in the Matrix. Go ahead, Tunaja.
I just wanted to say that
I think somebody's
got in trouble for all.
I think
Miss Sandman, we can't hear you. You're in the Matrix. Go ahead, Tunaja.
Yeah. Regarding this war, like I said earlier on, it was not necessary. The Biden administration could have negotiated it away. And this idea of going after Trump is old news. Don't bother. Nobody cares about that. Those people don't care. And the Democrats have to ask themselves, and all those people that don't like Trump, they have to ask themselves, why is it that people still support Trump? You have to understand, those people care about immigration. They are worried that they're going to lose their country. They care about this is Supreme Court justice appointments so that they can protect their social values. They care about law and order. Those people who don't care, or they also care about the economy too. But when you just keep attacking his personality and you're not looking at those critical things, that should tell you something now, that you don't care about them too. You don't care about their life. Trump may not be a racist, but he puts his people first. He puts his people's survival first. He puts his people's well-being first. And that's what they see in him. They don't, most people that vote for him, all those inner, Bible Belt and all those inner states, they don't like his value. They know he's a playboy. They know he does all those things. But he delivers what he promised them. And the guy is charismatic too. Say whatever you like. He has the archetypal image of what a white man would like to see of themselves. So all those things put together, bashing him individually is not going to get you anywhere. And now, during this election campaign, there is this, they tried to assassinate him and he survived it. It's unstoppable. You can't stop that freight train. And Democrats are to be blamed. They created the vulnerability in their own side. So to be fair, let's just leave it at that, because there's no point over egging this thing. Because if you look at the data in terms of economy, people talk about economy and all the rest, you will say that the Biden administration is even better because Trump had the COVID-19 and the economy wasn't that good. They did better, but yet they didn't get the benefits for it because cost of living has gone up. Cost of living went up in the UK. It went up in Nigeria because of what this Biden administration is doing. Young people are at universities protesting. Gen Z people that don't want to protest at all came out and protested for once, like the days of Vietnam, against what is going on in Gaza. What the Trump administration call them racists, anti-Semites, and all the rest. This is the party that is supposed to be for human rights. Watching 20,000 children die, and black people are getting associated with this terrible, terrible record. And if they don't repent from what they've done, if they don't change their path, I think Bernie Sanders has already started tearing them one. If they don't change their direction, they are going to watch Trump wax stronger and stronger and stronger. All I will say within the black community is that they too should be waking up. In Nigeria, can you believe that people are wearing Donald Trump's t-shirt? Yeah. How many of them are wearing Kamala Harris t-shirt? Because they see somebody that talks for his people. And you know why Nigerians relate to him? Because they feel that their leaders don't talk for them. That's why if you look at most countries where people are poor, even if Trump is calling them their country is a shithole, they don't care. They care that man is sounding like the kind of leader that they would like to have. Why would Europeans not vote for him? Why white people not vote for him? Why would men not vote for him? Because that's the kind of person that they want in office, not these fake people. Do you know how much lies Trump has Biden has told? Kamala Harris have lied on their behalf. It's just ridiculous. And then they go and pretend as if they have the moral high ground. With all the bloodshed that they've triggered all around the world, they still pretend as if they have the moral high ground. Then when they ask you simple question that you can look the American people in the eye and tell them the truth, you refuse. And you want to win. No.
Let me pass the Wisdom Never Sleeps. Wisdom Never Sleeps. Go ahead. They want to close out.
Okay, you can hear me now, right?
It's like a fan or something in the background, but go ahead.
Let me turn that off too. Okay, you hear me better?
Sound like the fan's still on, or just some white noise. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify something the young lady was talking about the salary. Actually, Trump was the third president who did not accept his salary. But by law, they have to accept at least $1 for each year. Herbert Hoover was the first, John F. Kennedy was the second, and then Donald Trump. Those are the three presidents in history that took by law the $1 per year salary. I just want to make that clear.
Okay, that's it.
That's all for now.
Okay, all right, we'll go ahead and close out. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. But hold on, we got one more person. Rice King, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, Dynasty? And yeah, I was listening to everybody that was talking today. And one thing Sid said, he voted for Kamala Harris. You know, I don't know why. I don't know the reason why. He said he's a Muslim. I don't know what the reason is, because Donald Trump is way better for him if he knows. You know, Donald Trump is better for him, for his family, for everything. For if he's an African, he said. I think he said he's Liberian. So Donald Trump is good for Africa. You know, Republicans are always good for Africa. You know, Africans, I'm Ethiopian, so most of, Africans, we believe in Democrats, Most of us, we believe in Democrats. I don't know why. I think mostly because of Obama and the yes we can, all of that stuff. And the Democrats were always never good for African people, Look at what happened in 1996, I think. Bill Clinton was a Democrat. What did he do for black men? He didn't do nothing. He started the child support, arresting, black men and all of that stuff. So it's time for, not only African Americans, but also Africans to wake up, and think about, what's good for them, Everybody's looking at, Donald Trump is racist, is this, is that. But the 4 years that he was president, I'm a truck driver. The 4 years that he was president, we were doing really good. We were making good money. I'm talking about like good money, weekly good money, But since, Biden came to office, there's no business, there was no business, everything was shut down. So instead of looking at, the little stuff that he says, what's his name, and Donald Trump, that's just joking. He jokes around a lot. Instead of looking at that, look at what he did the last 4 years that he was president, from 2016 to 2020. What did he do? If it wasn't for the COVID stuff, he would be president again. In 2020, he would be president. And Biden would not get that chance. So that's all I wanted to add. But Sid, think about it, brother. 2028, you must be Republican. Thanks, Dennis.
No problem. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dinah's Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.